everybody. It's Mary Beckman. This is Metaphysical Meltdown. You are on the right page at the right time and with the right two women. Really excited to welcome Deborah, and I will be telling you about her in just a minute. So here it is. Today's the day. I tell you, I think everybody out there is buzzing, vibrating, possibly not sleeping. Maybe Deborah has something to say about that. There's a lot of planets doing planet things, and there's also a lot of timelines collapsing. So just go with it, everybody. Drink a ton of water. Just be good to yourself. No fighting on social media, that kind of stuff. So what she's going to be talking about today really is depression, worry, anger, and fear. And then she's going to hop right into what she does so well, which is numerology. We already have quite a few people that have questions, but if you want to, go ahead. If you have not asked your question already, go ahead and ask the question on Facebook here. Of course, we always have these later on YouTube, so be good to yourself because it'll go everywhere. So please also, when you go to YouTube, please subscribe to the channel Metaphysical Meltdown. That helps me a little bit spread myself out. Also, if you would like to go on Facebook, Two Hands of Light, it's an awesome page for healing and praying and just holding each other in love. So that is our page. Ann Mukherjee and I put that together in December, and we've been helping a lot of folks. So thank you all so much for that. So I am just going to get right into it and introduce my beautiful person here. This is Deborah Stelfox, everybody. She is the love guru. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Glad to see you. Can you tell everybody a little bit about you? You've done a lot, so just hit the highlights. Let everybody know.
Well, the highlights are that when I turned age about 59, I was in my second Saturn return. And of course, the universe was pressing on me for me, reinvent myself. So I did. And that's when I jumped into the love business. And first of all, Mary, it happened with me with numerology. I don't know if you've ever been in a reinvention cycle yourself, like a big one.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes you get to a point where you're on your knees crying out to God, begging for the next phase or a totally new divine mission, so that you feel a really deep sense of a purpose-driven life. And I was on my knees praying, crying, and somebody suggested I started making affirmations. And I made a beautiful affirmation, which I share to this day. And it was so critical and so important for me to find where I hit like the dart in the bullseye. Because sometimes we live our life kind of outside the target. And then when you hit the bullseye, there's just nothing like it. It opens up your heart, your mind, your creativity. So many things are possible because you're in attunement. And that means at one-ment. There's just nothing higher than doing that. And so it was an incredible journey of becoming a numerologist, taking training on becoming a career intuitive coach so I could help lead people with my gifts of intuition, numerology, other things that I bring to the table. I'm a certified career intuitive career coach, and I help people find their dream job if they don't know what it is, or if they're up for a change. So that was great. I'm a relationship coach. My company is called Divine Matchmaker because I match people to more self-awareness of their self, helping them with a relationship. If they're single, attracting a soulmate. I have an inner yogic technique I teach people, plus many other things I do to coach them if they're single and wanting to find somebody that's Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, not, the antithesis of all those things. And I absolutely love doing that. So it becomes an inner journey. It's an outer journey too. So I coach people for how they can practice something deep within that's very powerful and works with the laws of attraction, my knowledge of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and that I spent a lot of time with gurus in my life from India, particularly Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. I know that dates me, the Beatles guru, but I am 70 years young next year. So,
I have to say,
been around.
You look so beautiful. I haven't seen you in a little while. You just look beautiful.
Well, we've all had a rest. Well, I have. And I allowed this COVID situation, right? But I I learned things from the yogis about attracting even your soulmate. Maharishi taught me personally, in a room with people. I mean, face to face. It was me there, and other people. And he said, "This is if you ladies, when you go home from this course and you're done doing all these long meditations and all that we've done here, and you want to find someone in your life, here's how to do it." So that's the basis of my technique, and I've added on. So it really works well for people. And then when people are having trouble in a relationship, like, okay, so I found my soulmate, now what? Because things come up. And I'll tell you what, people today, the vibration, as you know, is going up so rapidly. But people knee-jerk react in their relationships to things from the past because they've got this stuck energy, trapped emotions. All right. So that run their subconscious, and they live out limiting beliefs, and they live out knee-jerk patterns. So sometimes people are, when they haven't attracted their soulmate, they're attracting the pattern until they do enough healing within. So consequently, with that, there's a whole new panacea of techniques and ways of getting along, ways of communicating that are more enlightened. And that's what I love doing. I love getting into that meet with people that are conscious, they are awakening. They're in some stage of it. It doesn't matter. I've got something for everybody. And I love saving marriages. So, and also, I don't know if you know this, but since I've really, been closer to you and more, regular interaction, I actually got 2 more certifications. So the reinvention just keeps on going. And I'm a certified emotion code practitioner and body code practitioner, which makes me basically an energetic healer and medical intuitive. So I do healing because, you see, I said that word, emotional baggage, and people need to release emotionally. There's so much that clogs the subconscious due to that. And so I looked at my people and I went, instead of referring them like I was doing, I got to do the healing. I love it. I love it. And I'm finding that more of my practice is actually doing healing work, but I always use numerology. No matter what I do, numerology plays a part, because somebody can walk in, a couple, and I get all their information before they walk in the door. I've got them figured out. Once they sit down, I've already got them figured out. But it takes me about 5 minutes. And I know what's going on. I love it.
As people are hearing you, I think they're understanding it's a very layered approach. Right now, what we are being called to do is just to bust ourselves on this, I am this and I am that, to get down to the I am. That's about it.
Exactly. I agree with you completely. We're moving, so many people, you could say, in this progressive movement. I don't like saying new age movement, but what's new under the sun, really. But as people move on in the new age movement, it's something that we find sometimes we get more caught than we realize. There's something we call duality, of course, and that's the good and evil, dark and white. And people, even in this group of what we call our awakened souls or whatever, some people tend to diss the dark, be afraid of it, not want it around. They want to trip out in the light only. We are here to go beyond and transcend even duality. And I think that's where, for so many of us, the movement is right now, moving and transcending off the matrix into unity. So what you just said, it all goes back to source.
It is that you have to walk through the shadow, the hard stuff. You have to look at everything. I found that I just watch my body. What's my body telling me? And emotion code is wonderful. If everybody doesn't know what that is, there's some books out there. What is his name? Bradley, what's his name?
Dr. Bradley Nelson.
Bradley Nelson, yes.
Yeah.
So I do that also in a little bit different way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I read part of that book and Master Jesus stepped in and said, I got you. And so he taught me how he wants to do it. And so I'd have to tell you someday how I do it. You guys will laugh. So you guys that are actually certified in it will laugh at how I do it. But I do that.
I wouldn't laugh. I wouldn't laugh, Mary, because I think it's quite a high practice to be so open that you can be an instrument of extreme creativity and a force for change.
Mhm.
And what so many people do is they get stuck. In fact, you've probably heard of this guy that channels Cryon. Have you heard of Cryon?
Yes.
Okay. So in the last year, Cryon has said some things about this with healers in particular, that as time goes along, and maybe in this time, some healers right now are starting to feel like they've lost their edge, or they don't do it like they lost something. It's not the same.
Mhm.
That it's because they haven't allowed themselves to get in and tune in to the new frequencies enough. There's a new radio frequency, a new channel to flip over to. It's not that they're a bad healer or forsaken. What you just said is critical to the future, according to Cryon, to be absolutely open to the uniqueness that we can channel spirit directly to us in a unique way and come up with things that are new. It's
Mhm.
not something stuck. And so many people get stuck in a rut, a routine.
Yes.
And it's we have to keep, being able to tune in to the new radio frequencies. And the lovely thing he said about healing is that one day it would come, he didn't say when, that we will have miracle healings coming through us as just instruments, but it will be commonplace. And he said the medical profession, all those people in the hospitals and everywhere, they will come to the healer and they will be at their feet. And not that it's an ego trip, it's that it will be a really honest and knowing, forthright marriage of
Mhm.
conventional medicine, which is great, and alternative, right? And doing things that are beyond what we thought we could imagine, and that's coming.
So very interesting that you said that, because I was just messing around with my phone looking to say something to somebody very quickly. And I saw a photo of what I would call a miracle just a moment ago.
Oh my goodness.
So
Oh,
another healer, and I can't say hardly anything because everything has to be above board, because we can't talk about folks, although they did give me the okie dokie to do just so the bare minimum of this miraculous story, probably the most miraculous story I ever had a part of, and I've had lots in my years, is this little one had limitations, and she doesn't now. No. And so
Mary.
that is a miracle. What happened was another healer and myself, both of us worked on this individual, and then we worked as a group together with others, and it was an act of, I can't do some stuff, she couldn't do some things, and now she can. So and I think what it was is, I think sometimes you just have to let little babies and little kids and all the way up to people older than us know that, by golly, yes, you can. And I think that is what's going to happen here with medicine. This is just my humble opinion here, is whenever I work with somebody, I teach them how to do the thing I just did. I think that's very important, because I think every last one of us is a psychic. Every last one of us is a healer. We're all an innocent child of God. So once we get on that bandwagon, anything can be done.
And you brought up a beautiful point, because we don't want to be stuck either. I think it's a very important message to get out here, to dovetail on what you're saying about it could come anywhere. I've mentioned the words new age, people that are awakening. Come on. I mean, we've got all kinds of people and all kinds of levels of consciousness in religion, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And you might be, somebody might be very conservative and think, well, they may not be so awakened because I'm more new age, I'm more transcendental, I graduated from religion. There's a very typical thinking that way. But I have a neighbor who's in a Pentecostal church, and the speaking in tongues, laying on of hands, she does laying on of hands, and she has miracle stories. In fact, when she sees me, she goes, tell me another miracle story. You got any miracles? Because she has had them come here and there. Extreme success with an autistic child. Another one, a lady with a messed up uterus, had to have surgery. I think the cells were pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so after she did the healing, the lady had ultrasounds. There was nothing to do. No
Mm-hmm.
surgery was required. It
Yeah.
was all healed. We call this a miracle healing.
Yes, and
No?
oftentimes that's emotions out there, kids, because what we know is that emotions are just the stuck, block, heavy junk in the body, and you can release that. I mean, I've been working on mine for a long time, and will continue. And just consider I just say to myself, this will, or this is changing. This probably has changed. By golly, did it change? Yes. That's kind of how you do it, right? Is it
Well,
changing?
exactly.
It's changing, it's gone, it's done, it's done, that sort of thing. The medicineless hospitals in Japan, I believe, is it Japan? I think. And there are people who have tumors, let's just say, and they're lying on the medical bed, and the healers are standing around them, and the tumor is on the monitor, and they are doing their type of healing, whatever that might be. And they are saying it is gone, it is done. And you can see the tumor just kind of go, and it's done.
Yep.
So
that's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Everything. You guys are miracles out there, every last one of you. So I'm expecting
Exactly.
you guys are going to talk about what miracles that you witnessed today in yourself somehow. Even from just hearing this, you might have a miracle. So can you tell us what actually is numerology? Because to me,
I
it's
can. Well, I use it, to me, it's a divination tool, but it's more than that. I consider it a science, Mary. And because the numerology I do in particular, there's different types. And the most popular one in the West is Pythagorean numerology. That's what I do. And it's based on the work of Pythagoras. He was a Greek mathematician and philosopher about 2,500 years ago in Greece. And he's the one that opened up the whole thinking, wow, there's more than mathematics to numbers. They have meaning. And we can construct, as he discovered, some formulas that we can use to ascertain things that astrologers have done for centuries. Find out your traits, characteristics, talents, abilities, many, many things about you that help you say, wow, this is so validating and it's so clarifying. It lets me see how God wired me. And to me, numerology, my own definition is, it's a definition of the wrapping paper around our soul.
That's
we're all made, we have a oneness at some level. We have differentiation of our soul, how much dust is still on it. We're cleaning the shadow, but at some level we're all one, but then we are differentiated in so many ways. And for this particular life we're in, numerology helps nail it. I also say it's the analysis of all the threads that when woven together becomes the tapestry that's you.
I love that. And when people get reading with Deborah, you just feel so much better about yourself.
I know.
First time I met you, you kept saying, all those master numbers. I felt really good at the end.
Well, yeah, they're important. They're really important to emphasize. And, when I look at a chart and I see kind of loud potential cheater, I see incompatibility readings, divorce really loud. I don't say that to them. I don't, you're right. I am positive and uplifting. I think that's very critical. It's part of people becoming more self-actualized. If you start out feeling horrible about yourself and all the things that are going to worry you, you're sunk from the get-go. Yeah. So what I do is teach the couple about the vision of possibilities for them. Right. Because I think so many people have gotten divorced when if they knew a better road to travel, than where they were stuck and would be willing to both practice, they could get to that place of love again like they had in the beginning. Too many people do it too quickly, they separate. And some are appropriate.
Folks sometimes are afraid to go to any type of a therapist because I heard somebody tell me just the other day, I don't want to go. I thought the therapist would also gang up on me just like my wife did.
Well, sometimes, Mary, I find it's communication, it's emotional release, it's healing on many levels, it's nutrition. All of that's included with the body code with Dr. Bradley Nelson. But also with one couple, I'll just boil it down to the chase. We got down to a core. It was evil spirit possession.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to do an exorcism. And I did. And yeah, and you mentioned Jesus. Jesus comes to me too. He works with me, and Kuan Yin too.
Oh, yep.
Have you ever had Kuan Yin come? when
Yes,
you're working?
recently. But you know, since we spoke, I released all my guides and I just do higher self to higher self.
Oh, I'd love to know more about that.
Sure, I will teach you how to do that. In fact, I'm going to do a live on just doing that, because what I noticed is that some of these folks that are guides used to be people, right? So
Yeah, of
sometimes they
course.
still
Yeah.
have their people stuff about them. Sometimes they can feel a bit heavy. So let's just say you've had an extremely close relationship with that person, that guide, that may or may not have been your husband. So everybody knows what I'm talking about. So I had to humbly release all 7 truckloads of them, and I felt absolutely completely different the next day. It's not saying they're not there, because they sort of just all showed up as a family, and so they'll pop in and out. But it's another story. So I would tell you one day. But are you ready for all your
Yes,
people?
I would love to help
Okay.
somebody.
So
Come,
let me
come.
just tell you guys, I asked for folks giving birthdays yesterday when I put out Deborah's info. So I don't know how many she can do. We've got, oh, it's 222. Look at all that love. Okay.
Ah, I love
So,
it. How
yeah.
perfect.
So the first person is Hillary, Hilary. Her
Yeah.
birthday is 5570. The question is, what's getting in my way to meet my life partner?
Okay, just give me a quick sec. I do use my calculator to stay on track. And okay, I think I see this one.
Deborah's pretty quick, everybody.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Hillary, first of all, you're an amazing person, because you have the life path number is the most powerful number in the chart. It says more about you than any other number in the chart. And you're a 9. And your life path number is the same as Mahatma Gandhi. Now take a look at what Mahatma Gandhi did, okay? So you're wise. Sometimes I'm sure when you were a little kid, you were wise beyond your years, and sometimes you came out with things that your mother just went, oh my God, where did she come from? and you know, even now, people tend to come to you for advice. They figure you know stuff. And also, you have a 1 attitude number, 5 birthday number, the 1 attitude and the 9. Okay, you got the alpha and the mega. With the 1 is about new beginnings, 9 is about completion. 9 is a God number, it's a wisdom number, but check and see if sometimes you intimidate men. That would be a clue regarding, because you have such leadership ability, sometimes you can get in your head. And also, I think there could have been some wounds from childhood and wounds from past relationships where you need to work some of that out as well, so that you can attract who you really want more, because you're freed up from that past stuff, so that your heart chakra can open more as old emotional baggage, and especially something we call heart walls, are released. The heart flowers, your intuitive ability that you have by nature, and some hands-on healing ability I think you have too, will open as that can take place and make you more vulnerable. Because when you trip out into your head a little bit, that's not the thing that attracts. Head is mental, it's masculine, and you could probably have great intellectual discussions with people, which is fabulous because you're so smart, Hillary. But it also can not create the chemistry that sometimes we need for the magnetation of the opposite sex, you know, if you're heterosexual, Hillary. So what you want is, instead of positive male coming together, which is going to do this, you want feminine, masculine to do this. Okay. So you're so smart. I would say some little hints that I see immediately are: feminize yourself a little bit. Think about, am I intimidating men by being so smart, so accomplished? My leadership qualities, you know, up. Wanting freedom and independence. You're a very independent person, but at the same time, you're there for relationships. You want a relationship. People that have 9 energy in their chart like you do, sometimes they say they're the people that invented the idea of soulmates. So
Oh,
it's a humanitarian number. It's a number of the heart. It's a creative number. So you have a balance, Hillary, of mental and the emotional. Heal the emotional so you don't go too mental and checked out or domineering or, intimidating. Go with your heart a little more, that beautiful 9 life path, and heal it. Make yourself open and vulnerable and feminized, maybe. But I don't know you and you're not here, with us live. So that sometimes brings more to the party. But just based on what I see initially, that would be my advice to you, Hillary. You're
very good.
fabulous. Go with it. You have a wonderful balance.
Yes, she's awesome. Okay, so this person's name is Jennifer, and her
Uh-huh.
birthday is 10/26/1974. Jennifer. And the
19 what was the year?
1974.
Okay.
So this comes with a question. Is it okay? Like a couple people had a question.
Of course.
So the question is, Jennifer has a beloved who lives in London, a long distance relationship, but she hasn't seen this person in quite some time. Will she see him again? Is this really her person? That sort of thing.
Well, that's a big question. And in a cursory, quick reading like this on air, I would not jump to a conclusion about that. If that is your person, I would have to take a look at the compatibility and do some deeper work. And I wouldn't think it was in integrity to try to fully answer that question until she and I could, discuss things personally, and I could look a little deeper into the chart and do some more of my magic that I do. Okay.
Would it help to have his birthday?
But yeah, the compatibility read would be helpful. It would lead in a direction for me to see something. Yeah. Do you have the birthday of the partner?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, let's take a quick look so we can give something.
Okay, that'd be great. His birthday is 5/25/1958.
Okay. So he's a little older than her, right?
Yes.
Like quite a bit. So different, possibly different generations even almost. Because what I see is there's a 16-year difference, which can be fine. I'm not, that concerned about that. I like to see 10 years, but he is older than her. It's when the woman is a whole bunch older than the guy, it's a little trickier, but not always. You can't make rules about this stuff. Chemistry is chemistry, soulmates are soulmates, love is love. So I know there's a good reason why they're separate and living in separate countries.
Mm-hmm.
But here is what I see initially. I do see the challenge. I do see the challenge between the two of them. And I do see the strong connection that makes them wanting to keep coming back for more. Mm-hmm. There's a sufficient level of compatibility. So Jennifer, I see that you and this gentleman in your life in England are both have a certain amount of creativity and life spark. And if you don't or he doesn't, again, that's not true to your numbers entirely. That would mean that you're a little bit of a wounded 3 because you're a 3 life path, Jennifer. He's got a 3 attitude number. When somebody has the same attitude number as the other partner has life path number, so the 3, it makes a diagonal, that makes it a compatibility. Like, a way you see into each other. Your attitude numbers are a natural match. It's the highest grade I give in numerology. So a natural match means instant rapport. You get each other. There's parts of you where you don't even have to talk and you feel familiar. Okay, you guys have that connection, and that glues you a lot. Added to this other thing I see, where the parts of you that are emotional, expressive, communicative, outgoing, that you can feed each other that way. There's a simpatico. And if it's not there, and 3 is a positive number, it's for upbeat, it's celebrational, it can be a lot of fun, it's humorous. So again, if you aren't there, that means healing needs to take place, because it's a wounded 3 and you aren't truly living to your numbers, to the truth of your numbers. Also, I see you both are good at business. You both have business savvy. And the gentleman in London, he's very smart. He's very smart and focused in some aspect of taking care of business. If he's an artist, he can make money at it. It's not like he should be the suffering artist, really, because he is smart, but he could get a little caught in his head, and maybe that's difficult for you because you like to be open and vulnerable and communicate your feelings. So if he's checking out and being a little more aloof, you're craving connection, communication, feeling, reach out and touch him more. That has to be rectified somehow. Because what is going to give you that impulse to want to jump and work it out so you can be in the same space, ideally, if that's what you want. Some people have magnificent relationships long distance for years, but it's rare.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
All right, so the next person is Melanie.
Okay.
8/14/1965.
Okay, is hers a relationship question or?
Wondering about meeting someone.
Oh, she's single?
Yes.
Yeah, she's just outside of the boomer generation, but close. Just making sure here. Okay. So Melanie, again, gosh, I got all these, all these smart people, Mary, or smart people come to your show. I'm seeing so much intelligence here today in the numbers of people. So, Melanie, you have some inner conflict more than some people. You have pulls that are very opposite. You've got a 5 birthday number, 1 + 4 is 5, a 7 life path that makes you fiercely independent, at times a little bit allergic to being domesticated, maybe a little bit allergic to coupling because you so fiercely love to have your own way, your own mind, your freedom. You love freedom, you're unconventional, but there's this other pull that I see that's that's almost as strong as your independence, although your independence wins out in the end. But so if you have any partner you have, Melanie, has to not put clamps on you, never be jealous, be open, set you free, not too constrictive or resistive, because you do a little bit about that yourself. Sometimes good ideas live and die in your own head. You want to jump off the cliff sometimes with impulses, like almost jumping in the Pacific without a life raft. And then you pull yourself back in because you have another conservative part of you that's all about safety, security, hearth and home, having a plan, having your financial ducks in a row, and being conservative and not so freedom loving and safe. And there's one part of you that's very Peter Pan, another part of you that's very grounded and wants to have everything mapped out and controlled. So those forces put you at times in inner conflict. So learning how to flow in your life in any way that you can, so that you merge these very different sides of yourself into something more holistic, more, an added increase in your own self-awareness and your own self-knowledge. So you're connected to your inner self, your path, your purpose. When you have all that humming, and maybe you already do, which would be great, that's going to give you that homogeneous, harmonic, blissful feeling of self-confidence that exudes out to radiate to that, wherever that soulmate is, anywhere on earth, to come to you because you've got it together. And it gives a message: I'm ready for you because I have calmed down the remainder of my inner conflicts to a sufficient degree. You don't wait to be perfect, or else you'll never match. But finding out how those different sides of you work so you feel really, really settled and happy in your own life. And if that's your state now, connect with me because we can work more on this. You're really ripe and ready. And sometimes when we're ripe, we rot, right? So we don't want you to start rotting out there, Melanie, if you're in that place that I talked about, where you are so self-aware, you are so fabulous, where your life is harmonic and you're doing what you love, and you're feeling good about yourself, and life is working for you, and you just minus that person because you are a little house proud, and coupling would be good for you. It just has to be somebody that will always set you free and understand that when you have your woman cave, Melanie, you're not abandoning him, okay? You're just needing your time, because you do.
Very good. Don't rot, Melanie. Okay. So I think probably I made a mistake here. I hope everybody understands. I'm doing 3 things at once with my brain, and there's a lot of timelines, kids. I think I gave you the wrong birthday for Jennifer. So I gave you 10/26. She's 9/26, 1974. So the person.
Oh,
would that
so
make-
we need to correct that. And Mary, don't you worry.
Okay.
Because the only mistake in life is to make no mistake, because then we don't learn and grow and see that mistakes are just can be cheerful things.
Sure.
And we use everything for our advancement. It's no problem, not at all.
Thanks for saying that, Jennifer. So thanks for catching that.
Yeah, really. Oh my goodness, that puts a change on things.
Okay.
Because the reading was off. She obviously was, if she's on line somehow, she knew that. So
yeah, I wrote them down when they gave me the info yesterday, but now some people are live. So I can tell you now, everybody probably won't get a reading, but please hang in there, because she's explaining some stuff too. So something may just open your mind up, help you a little bit, even though it's somebody else's info.
Well, it's on a theme. It doesn't change everything that much from what, I mean, there were parts of the reading I did that were in fact correct, I think. It's just that Jennifer has a little more business blood in her than I realized.
Okay.
Jennifer, you've got you can be strong. My goodness, so strong. And with getting out in the world and interfacing with the world in ways that some of us who are more angel fluff just wish we had more of what you have, Jennifer, because you can both have, you're a 2 life path. It's not a 3. You're not a 3 life path, you're a 2, and you're a master path 11 too. Okay, so here we go with master. Master 11 in the short form, let's cut to the chase, is a messenger of spirit and light. That's beautiful, Jennifer. That means that you have aversion to contentiousness, to fighting, to things when you feel rushed. You don't like being rushed. You're the boss of your own world, ideally for you to be a boss. I see you're a little bit allergic to authority figures, and so is your boyfriend or your fiance or whatever he is. He has freedom-loving and executive energy, a self-starter. So I wouldn't be surprised, Mary, if these 2 weren't a little more on the entrepreneurial side.
Okay.
Or at least at some level of management in a concern, somewhere at the top, because these people are not meant to be subordinates.
Okay.
All right. Neither one of you, Jennifer or your sweetheart. So in that way, you connect. It's just that, again, if he had things in his past, in his childhood or past relationships that wounded his heart and it's a little shut down, he very quickly goes in his head.
Okay.
And makes it about his business life and let's get down to business, and then a little aloof sometimes, where you have to really work to get that heart connect that you love and you need, Jennifer, because you're a 2 life path. You're all about love. So, you're very good for him. I'm sure there's ways he compliments and he's good for you. My joy would be if there was a way, if you're longing in your heart to find a way to be together, that works out for you. And it could, but I also do see the challenges, that maybe there is something there, that there's some scar tissue of the compatibility, because I do see the challenge where you guys sometimes are doing this. All right. And it's not connecting enough in the chart. Your life path number, which is the most powerful number in the chart, is the natural match, highest grade I give. So that keeps you holding on and keeps you not knowing, is he the one? Is this right or not? And I think you're going to have to live together with him for at least a year to see if this could work. And also, I would invite you to contact me, because sometimes when we can get down to it, we're very good at, like Mary talks about, working to help you be your own psychic. And I lead you to know the answer. I may know the answer, but I'll teach you how to do this. And I've done this for many couples, Jennifer. I have.
Very good.
And yeah, and help them figure it so they know, because you need
Okay.
to know. All right.
Okay. So this next person is, I hope I'm not messing your name up, Iwalani, Iwalani. So
Hawaiian.
yeah, beautiful. Her birthday is 12/9/81.
Okay. Okay, we got a 4 life path here, and it could be a master number, but on this type of call, I don't have time to do all the extra calculations to find out if she's a master, because we can't pull the master through the way I see this. It has to, there's more calculations that need to be done to pull that forward. So does Iwalani have a question?
She's been on dating apps. Should she just focus on her son and herself?
Okay, so you have a sweet little boy, huh? Or a big boy?
Could be two sons, maybe.
Oh, I did the numbers wrong. It was 19. What was the birthday? I wrote it down wrong. I know I did. Is it 81?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just one second, because I did write it down wrong. Boy, what's in the planets today? It still comes out the same. It still can't, there's no mistake. I still got to the right. I just did a dyslexic thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so wow, Iwalani, you're very creative. I'd love to know what you do in your work. And I can see that it's okay. It's sometimes you put your creativity aside a little bit, perhaps, Iwalani, to stabilize a life. Obviously, you're a single mother, and you're a 4 life path, which means no matter whether you have the 22/4, the 31/4, or however, I would have to do a few more calculations to see if you had the master 22, 11, 22, 33, 44 are master numbers, and they're actually, you know, have a certain significance. But bottom line, as a single digit, you're a life path 4, Iwalani, which means that what is most critical to you, and when you're happy and balanced and feeling really great, is when you feel in control and in charge of your life. Like life has a plan and it's working. I have safety, I have security, my financial ducks are in a row now and for the future. I need to know that hearth and home is solid. You need a foundation and you need things in order.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go from there. That's your foundation, okay? And it's important for you to be structured. And if at this time inviting a partner into your life would cause your life to feel unstructured or chaotic or discombobulated in any way, if you feel threatened that it would imbalance the relationship you had with your son at this time, those factors are things that I'm not privy to in their nuance at this time. But I would say that with all your beautiful creativity, your fun, your spark, your heart, your dance, your magic, because you do have magic, you have mood swings, okay, sometimes. but those can be mastered to turn it into a beautiful, expressive, positive thing. And let's not limit you or hold you back from relationship. I think the timing is everything. And I would have to talk to Melanie, to you, or Iwalani, excuse me, if I use Melanie, I'm sorry, Iwalani, Melanie, Iwalani, if you are hesitating and don't know why, I would love to help you break through that, and we could get clear about timing, because timing is everything. Because your son is very important and your security is important, but so is your heart. You have so much to give. And I do want to see you coupled because you need that.
All right. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, so if anybody wonders what I'm doing, and I want to say hi to somebody special to me, there's Joanne. Hello. Love you. I want to say that if you wonder what I'm doing here, everybody, is I'm going down an old list. People came on yesterday, and when I asked, go ahead and give me some questions for Deborah, that's why I'm not going on the list that you may be reading now. I'm getting the early birds. So if you guys want early birds, remember, you got to look to see the day before people come on and ask your question. So we might not get to everybody, but beautiful Jamie is up, Jaime.
Oh.
Okay. And yeah, her birthday is 8/5/75.
Okay.
Just wondering if there is a person in her future. And Hillary, she did answer your question, hun. She answered it at the beginning, so you'll have to go back and listen.
Okay, Jamie, if there's somebody for you, here's what I always say. There's a rule of thumb on this one, and I love it, and I think it works. If you have a strong desire and a passion inside for another person to join you, that person is out there somewhere, and you can attract them. There's not just one person great for us. There's somebody that's good enough to work with. And if it's a soulmate, just don't despair. If it's your destiny to meet your soulmate, you will. And when you do have a strong desire and a passion, that probably indicates that there is a soulmate or someone who feels like a soulmate. Or when you work the relationship, it would become a feeling like a soulmate. They're out there. There's a lid for every pot. I swear to you, Jamie, there is. And you know, and if you want it, you can get it, girl. But I believe that God helps those who help themselves. And so we can pursue love deliberately. Catch my drift? So there's things to practice, things to know, things to do to break through barriers that's holding you back and causing you to not get that sooner than later. So that can be worked on. But you have, again, like there was another lady who had a similar setup to you where they had a conflict of pulls from being independent, having leadership ability, and wanting safety and security. And there's nothing like coupling. Mary, I think I'm going to diverge just a little bit with Jamie's situation because I think it's so important to take a look at this thing in general. I can feel her desire for this person. Okay. I mean, we know what that is, but I just feel her really kind of almost longing for it. And maybe she hasn't had it in a while, but with the times being in such a period of phase transition, and for this next decade, I'm not sure that with all the change that's required for the planet and is up for it, if it's always going to be such a smooth ride. And so when the outer world is not smooth, what a great thing to hold on to your beloved and do it together. There's a power in the two together. And the way the yogis used to say it to me was, hey, you know, it's okay to go your way. If you're a householder and not a monk or somebody in a cave or a nun or something, you know, it's like a horse pulling a cart along. That cart doesn't go along as well behind the horse when it's working on one wheel, but you put two wheels on the cart and it rolls much better.
Okay.
So for Jamie, I feel that for you. I see your independence. I see your talent, your executive ability. You're probably entrepreneurial. I see your need for safety and security. And that means building a hearth and home and being house proud. I see a lot of energy of house proud in you, Jamie. I'm sure he's there. Work it, baby. And if you haven't studied enough on how to do it and you feel stuck, give me a call. I'll help you break through. And we're going to find that lid that belongs on your pot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this is Mary, Mary.
Okay.
And she wants to know, when will the beloved come to her? And the address, the birthday is 12/17/1964. Mary with a Y.
Okay. Hi, Mary. Let me just check your numbers real quick because that's what we're doing. We're doing numerology and looking through that window because I have many other windows I look through. But this one we're doing today is a quick read with the numerology. So everyone can get a taste of that and learn a little about it just through me talking about it. So, wow, a lot of business. Whoa, Mary, I would love to know what you do because you are built for business, maybe even a degree in business administration. But if you didn't go there, you sure have more talent in the end of your little pinky, Mary, than some people that have a Harvard master's degree, okay, in business administration. You can sense the pulse of structure that makes things manifest. You're a great manifester. So you should be able to manifest your soulmate. So why aren't you? Because you're wow, she has a master 11 as your attitude number. Not your life path is a 4. So we had another person whose life path was a 4. You need safety, security. your birthday 8 number, 1 plus 7, you're born on the 17th, 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 and 4 together. That makes you a fabulous manager, but it also makes you longing for house proud, because when you hold house, it's a symbol of safety, security, foundation, coupling together. You got a couple doll because you've got that 2, 11, 2 attitude number. And again, 11 is messenger of spirit and light.
Mm-hmm.
And so what a beautiful thing when you've got that nuance there in your chart. It just makes sense to share it. 2 is the consummate love number. 1 plus 1, the 11, 1 plus 1 is 2. So she's got, as a single digit, a 2 attitude number. 2 is the consummate love number. It is the love number. It's where you're allergic to contentiousness. And what's really important to you is love, peace, harmony, understanding, cooperation, working together as a team. So if you're in management, you can work so beautifully with a team, and you have so much talent in management. You are not meant to be a subordinate. So I would think by now, being born in 1964, you found your place. And again, if you're a really strong woman in business or your own entrepreneurial endeavor, again, be careful that taking a look at, have I intimidated men and haven't honored that feminine part of me that's so strong? The 2 tells me love is there for her and she needs to couple. Mary, go find your guy. Okay?
Awesome.
All right.
You actually could have just been reading me there. That was a lot of me in that beautiful Mary, the other Mary. Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
The other person is Cheryl.
Okay.
It's Cheryl, SHERYL, 2/26/1960.
Wow, did you notice we have a lot of 26 numbers here?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 26 birthdays. So, smart people and business people that are good in leadership and business.
Absolutely. I always say my friends have to be beautiful, interesting, and
Well, you attracted them, babe.
Get my
You got the law of attraction, and this 2 plus 6 is 8, and that's a big manifester number. They're the great manifestors. And 4 energy, 4 and 8, they're the ones that go out and can bring together all those pieces and parts in a practical, grounded, earth-driven way to manifest the visions of the visionaries. There are hard-working people. And oh my God, she's a double 26/8. I don't see that very often. Woo! Cheryl. Oh my God. Cheryl takes the cake. She's the winner today for Master and Commander. I hope of your life, Cheryl. And you definitely are in your endeavor. Wow, you can take the bull by the horns and make things happen. Mary, this is amazing. This lady, Cheryl, has a 1 attitude number and a double. Her life path is a 26/8. She's a 26/8 birthday number. Woo! My head's exploding. She has the visionary number. 1 is a visionary. The attitude number, that was Steve Jobs, who started Apple Computer. That was his life path number. She's got it in the attitude number plus that double 26/8, the 8 number, which is the executive number. Executive plus leadership, Master and Commander. Oh my God, she's the winner today of leadership, executive energy, Master, Commander. Again, is she single? Did she say anything about love?
She is single. Yeah, she's hoping for a
well,
love.
that is many times this configuration is a person I need to work with who could be strongly intimidating men.
Okay.
Could come on too overpowering, positive meeting positive, and not realizing the extent to where that's happening.
Okay.
And also being so consumed with work and success and responsibility that she isn't honest with herself enough. Cheryl, you might not be being honest enough with yourself. I don't know, but you might not be based on what I see here because you're a hard worker. Stopping long enough to figure out and explore, have enough introspection and personal growth internally to figure what is there that's blocking you from drawing this person to yourself, both inside and outside. So feminizing you could be an issue, possibly healing wounds from the past and other blockages that are causing you to do this a little too much. And for her, for Cheryl, mostly for you, just simply not focusing and taking time for it.
Okay.
You're too busy with all your other stuff. Very strong and independent woman. Very accomplished, I would think.
All right. So we have enough time for, I think, these last couple people. So I would like to see what you think for Angel, 4/3/1974. April 3rd, 1974, Angel.
What a lovely name.
She's a lovely person.
Oh, Angel, you have something in there called a good karma number. It
Oh.
doesn't make you a better person or like you have better karma than everyone else. Maybe you do, but it doesn't guarantee that you do. But a good karma number, woohoo! That gives you a little bit of a magic carpet ride, and that's in her life path number. So, Angel, in your life path, I mean, it kind of fits that you're an angel with this magic carpet in your energy in your chart. You're a life path 1, but you're a 28. 2 + 8 is 10. It's the 10 that tells me that when I find this in the configuration of a life path number, the 10 before the 1, that's what tells us in numerology that there's a karmic credit, a big karmic credit of it's a good karma number. Mm-hmm. And it means that as you face challenges in your life and things that might be more difficult moments, you have a blessing, an extra blessing to be victorious in learning the lessons and passing the tests as they come.
Good one.
So, Angel, that's lovely for you because you are here to lead. You're here to do things out of the box. You're not a conventional person at all. In fact, she's the most allergic person that I've done today to a boss, allergic to convention and the old way. She absolutely, Angel, you need to be very much progressive and at the leading edge of what's new and different and coming. And oh, you have such capability for joy, celebration, and as you do it, being very smart. But is she looking for love too?
Yes.
Again, we've got a problem with this strong independence and unconventional nature. Finding someone who can suit her to give Angel enough freedom and a sense of flow and honoring the degree to which she may be very, not just unconventional, but maybe even at times a little eccentric. But Angel, you have some gifts. You have gifts of divine intuition as well as your magic carpet ride. You have gifts of divine intuition in the area of mentoring and teaching, being uplifting, inspiring others.
I can see
that. I don't know if you know her, but Angel, that is very prominent with you. So I hope that is a thread in your life because that will help you feel so fulfilled whenever you can play mentor.
All right.
And yeah, so one more.
Okay. And the last person is Kathleen, 4/27/1958.
Oh, we have a dyed-in-wool boomer here. Just like me. Only I'm older. Nana. Woohoo! Okay, here we have a true 9 life path, just like Mahatma Gandhi. 4 attitude number. Oh, we have a 99. Wow. Okay, Kathleen wins the prize for the most spiritually wired. Okay, she has spiritual numbers. And Kathleen, I hope you're living up to that. You're a 9, a 9 life path. There might be more 9s in your chart somewhere else, but 9 is a number of enlightenment, self-realization. Kathleen, allow yourself to feel pulled and play this life for all its worth and all of its glory, because you can go to the top. You can go to pinnacle if you allow yourself. Just go for ascension. It's so structured in your chart, the 99, and love and compassion for humanity. You're a great humanitarian, and you do it with order. You're not really a Peter Pan at all. You need to be grounded, Kathleen, and you're very wise. So in your wisdom and in your journey spiritually, it just couldn't help but fail. That either if you're in a relationship, you know, it becomes full of that depth that is so important in these times. You can get there if you aren't, and if you are, you're just gonna grow like a weed.
Okay, good. So it looks like
Beautiful
she's
chart.
going to find somebody then, because she's single now.
If she applies herself, she has a beautiful, compassionate heart. And
Does.
coupling would be excellent, Kathleen. It would be a waste to stay single. So if you've been stuck single for a while, we need to talk. And Mary, I'll have to boil it down really fast about my message for people that are feeling sad or having a hard time, because these are very difficult times, mostly financial worry with so many unemployed. Okay, so if you're a girl, well, if you're a guy, you could too. Buy a new hat.
Wow, that suits you.
This is one I got because I think that, you know, I had all my list of things, right, to share about lifting yourself up and you know, transcending being too caught in the misery.
Okay.
Where's my other one? Oh, here's another one. And I got these. These are new.
Okay. Oh gosh, look at you.
So that's just a fun thing. Like, here's the thought. All you people that were so creative, I saw so much creativity in charts today too. And I would say, if you're at all inclined, do something like get a new hat and organize your friends on Zoom. Mary's leading us with Zoom. You know how to do it, and it's fun. And it works right now for so many people. And have a tea party, okay? This one is a tea party hat. It's old, it's from turn of the century, it's a replica, but you could have a tea party with your besties, your BFFs. Sure. And all these beautiful, intelligent, loving people have tea. And instead of everyone talking at once, like when you meet at a restaurant, you get to go one by one. And you could have, you know, different stories about your teas. And your imagination is your only limitation. So use your imagination to think of ways to have fun, to go inner to source as best you can. I think that's the greatest message about our times. The gurus tell me that right now I'm in touch with one who's very special to me. And, you know, his thing is, we're going to go in these, no matter how, you know, drastic or dramatic these phase transitions are with the energies. The main thing is to connect. His wording is connect to the supreme. Don't worry, be happy. His prescription for life, and I love it, it boils down to relax, be happy and enjoy, and don't do anything you know to be wrong. Embrace your life 100%. And that's what we have to do right now. But if we can have a little fun and flair, right, that helps.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we know all the other stuff, that big list, exercise, this, that, the other thing. There's a huge list, affirmations, you know, a big list of things to do to lift ourselves up if we're feeling down. And if anyone's in serious trouble, call the hotline.
Absolutely, please do. Please.
But we're here to love, and my guru friend promises we're moving more spiritual, less material. So this is a time to really put materiality aside and more people ascend spiritually. It's an opportunity.
I absolutely agree with that. Have fun, drink water, take a nap. Don't worry. Reach out to people that are hurting. You know, people reach out to me all the time, and I try to do the same. So absolutely. Thank you, Deborah. You know, we had a lot of interest in asking questions for you. We could have gone another hour.
I know.
And so I would love to have you back talking about, there's so many things that we could talk to you about. And I just want you to know I love you and I miss you. You also had Lorene says she misses you up at Meeker. So, and there was lots of, Lorene Camacho was saying she misses you. There's a lot of awesome people on. I'm sorry we missed your questions. You can't ask me because I have no idea about numbers whatsoever. So don't forget, I wanted to tell everybody that tomorrow is Michelle Mailer on beautiful healing oils and products. She's really fun to listen to. She has a vast knowledge of these products. And then we're having Shaman Patrick come on. And then next week, Pete Orby on the Ghosties. And then we've got lots of other awesome people from other parts of the United States and other parts of the world that are coming on. I just can't tell you win yet. It's all in the works. Okay, love you, everybody. Love to you, Deborah.
Love you too, darling. Thank you. God bless.
Bye-bye. Namaste.